Get ready for the smackdown. Get ready for the smackdown. How you gonna react when you're put in your back now? 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the smackdown.
What's up, guys? Mount Vernon Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing on their end? Fights are back. Same fight time. you get it. As you saw, this is another request from my friend Drayton, Mr. Carlos. Hope everything is well on his end. And he pits the likes of Taskmaster versus Deathstroke the Terminator. Very, very interesting fight. You can kind of, in a way, consider Taskmaster Marvel's version of Deathstroke in a way. Both are great characters, in my opinion. And I'm here to deliver his fight as a request. So we're going to kick it off with Taskmaster. Alright, Taskmaster. Let me explain a little bit about him a little bit, because I think a lot of people get him confused. Okay, he first appeared in the Avengers number 195, I remember, if I remember correctly. Taskmaster has a cool ability that he figured out he had since when he was a kid. He basically has the ability to copy anyone's physical characteristics of anybody he observes or looks at for a while. Basically, it's called Photographic Reflexes. So, and he's looked at many Marvel heroes over the time. So let me explain a little bit more what that means. So he can look at, let's say, Daredevil's way of avoiding attacks, and he can use that, but he can't use Daredevil's radar sense. He can see how, like, let's say Spider-Man fights. He can fight just like Spider-Man, but he doesn't have Spider-Man's super strength or spider speed or agility, everything like that. That's his basis. Okay, but despite all that, he's a hell of a fighter. Several styles of martial art. Hell, he's trained villains as well as heroes. One of his disciples is Spider-Woman, for God's sakes. Swordsmanship, he knows. He spent time as a mercenary. There's just been a lot of things he's done over the years. And Marvel is starting to really push him out there now to show him like he's not just one of those villains that you look at him like, oh, well, it's good to see him from time to time, but let's get back to the main Marvel villains. No, they're starting to really push him out there now. And I really appreciate Marvel doing that. So that's just a little bit about what Taskmaster can do. So let's move on. And everybody should know who this guy is. Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke the Terminator. Of course, is known as the greatest mercenary in the DC universe. So if you're a mercenary in the DC universe, you don't come nowhere close to Slade Wilson. Now, technically, he is considered a super soldier. His brain capacity is extraordinarily high. His tactical skills is just super talent, extra mental. His fighting skills is unbelievably like on par or subpar to nobody, in meaning like nobody can really touch him in a way. Though there have been some heroes that have been able to take it to him. All the weaponry he is pretty much really good at. Swords, guns, you name it. And through that experiment that the government did to him, his lifespan has been shortened, been long extended, so he has longevity. It's subpar on immortality. However, there's a limit to this, because he can heal and things really fast, but there are limits to that. For example, he can't heal his lost eye. If somebody cuts off a limb, that's not coming back. So there is a kind of difference of his longevity or subpar immortality. But Slade is just one hell of a guy you don't want as your enemy. And if you don't believe me, look at people like the Titans. Slade was like a living hell to the Titans. Look at his children. He's not a good father, really. Let's put it like that. He's not really a good father. Even before the relaunch 52, look what happened to poor Ray Cho, the second Adam. Yeah. He is just dangerous. This guy's just extremely, extremely dangerous. And heaven help you if you are his target, his objective, because he's coming at you, and he's not going to stop until he succeeds. Now, sometimes Slade is known for doing extreme measures to accomplish his goal, but other than that, it's just that brain capacity of analyzing a fight, analyzing the tactical, the terrain, just all over. You think of, it's just like, okay, what the hell can you do against this guy? That's just the way you got to look at it with Slade. It's just very, very, very scary in a way. Though I believe there are some DC heroes in there that can take it to Slade. I mean, Green Arrow did it, Bruce's did it, but they've never really beaten him. That's the scary part. Now, oh boy, in terms of a battle between these two guys. This is interesting because despite Slade's brain capacity, just like I said, Taskmaster's going to love this. He's just going to love just observing Slade in action. By doing that, he's going to learn how to move like Slade. Now, right there, he can move and fight like Slade, but he's not Slade, see? And he doesn't have Slade's brain capacity, that high brain capacity to think on his feet like Slade can. So it's going to be a tough battle for either side. But however, for a while, guys, I don't usually call and say who might win this fight, but basically I'm calling it here, dudes. I'm giving this to Slade. I have a lot of respect for Taskmaster. I respect what he's done in the Marvel Universe, but I'm giving this to Slade. So I'm sorry, Mr. Carlos. Got to give it to Slade on this one. But what do you guys think? Taskmaster or Deathstroke? And as always, give respect to Mr. Drake, Mr. Carlos. This was his fight, as always. And you guys stay tuned. Keep it real. Battle on.